Day four, almost through the first week. Things are still very up and down, and yeah, my mind is a crazy place. It has the ability to build me up and tear me down in a single day. It has the ability to tell me I'm great and tell me I'm a failure. Honestly, I had a question come up that I wanted to address. That somebody asked me how I convince a landlord to spend money on the property, which seemed like a really odd question, but the more I kind of thought about it, the more I kind of came to the conclusion it was down to perception. And I've always kind of looked at this from a landlord's point of view. This is a business, and if you have a tenant paying you £400 a week, £20,000 a year, say, if you're a UK based landlord on the current tax, realistically, take away letting fees, XYZ, check-ins, check-outs, and the costs that you're incurring in the property, realistically, you're going to be earning about £10,000 after the tax and everything like that. So you've got kind of £10,000 a year coming in income from this rental property at £400 a week. Depending on what you're asking them to do, I think a lot of the time we're never kind of thinking about extravagant costs. So a lot of the time, if we're talking about changing a sofa and it being £1,000, you're talking about 10% of the revenue you're earning on a yearly basis, which is, to me, reasonable and understandable. If you think about repainting the apartment every 5 years and general upkeep, this, that, the other. But I think the point that landlords fail, and the point that you are struggling to convince a landlord to spend money on the property, is because ultimately you haven't explained to your client that this is a business, and focusing their attention on, yes, you may have to spend £1,000 on a sofa, but that's a cost towards upkeep of the property. And again, it's tax deductible. So it is going to come off. As a result, we pay the taxman less at the end of the year. And who likes the taxman? Who wants to pay the taxman more? So yeah, I mean, ultimately, if you're taking the time to explain to your clients that this is a business, I think, depending on obviously the costs incurred and what is being spent, everything's reasonable. But that's my opinion.